Okay, Eduardo, thanks for finding the time for this interview. I guess,
My pleasure.
yeah, I guess it would be nice if you could start with just a slight intro about you, who you are, what you do, how you got into trading.
Yeah, so my name is Eduardo Sambora. I got into trading about four and a half years ago. Initially for the first year, I really just done a lot of research. Then in April 2019, I went live, went through all of the usual kind of challenges that a new trader has, losing money, etc., etc. Fast forward 3.5 years, I'm now a full-time trader. I trade predominantly futures, so I trade the FTSE 100 on the European Open and the Dow Jones on the US Open. And that's pretty much what I trade these days, Monday to Friday. So I'm a full-time trader. I actually retired, well, semi-retired to Malta at the start of this year. So actually the 8th of January of this year, I actually retired to Malta. So I'm living in a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment, loving life. I am retired, but I still trade twice per day. As I said, FTSE 100 on the European Open, Dow Jones on the US Open, and I also created a trading community almost 2 years ago. So it was in November. It'll be 2 years. So I have a trading community that I created, and I actually have almost 600 students in my trading community
Right.
from all over the world. So it's going very well. And
Yeah.
listen, it's a fantastic journey. It's a difficult journey, but there's many examples of people that stick with it, do eventually do get there and become successful, and eventually they can become full time.
Right. Right. So a lot of stuff right there. So, by the way, you also have a YouTube channel, right? It's quite big. How long ago did you start it?
So my YouTube channel, I actually started it in 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, and I've got almost 4,000 subscribers. I'm also on Instagram as well, so
Yeah.
Sambora.00. And I've just recently created a new account with Rumble, which is the new platform that people are going for. So yeah, I'm all over social media. I'm
Right.
on TikTok as well.
Right. Okay. And probably, can you give us tell us how you started the community? Why did you start it?
You know, I was trading I started actually myself in a community with another mentor. So I actually joined the community because I wanted to get educated. I tried with real money initially. I lost it all. And then I realized that I need to get educated.
Sure.
So I actually joined a trading community myself. So I was in that trading community for about a year and a half. But after being in that community for 7 months, I became consistently profitable. And I became very well known in that community. And I was very engaged in the community. So
Right.
I was always on there, always engaging with all the other students. And I just kind of, without even realizing it, created a profile for myself where people would ask me questions, message me, and I would give them advice. And for me, it was just a natural progression because I was making money, and in this community, again, being very, very engaged. And it kind of got to a stage where people were asking me my style of trading
Right.
and how I was trading. And it just kind of developed from there. And I got so many messages of people saying to me, why don't you teach people your style? And I thought, I'm not really into that. I'm too old, because I was 47 or 48, 47 at the time. So I thought, nah, I'm too old for that kind of stuff. But I eventually done it. I decided to start my trading community. I actually went full time 2 months before starting the community. So I
Right.
actually went full time trading on the 11th of October, 2020. So I actually quit my job the day before, went full time trading, and about 2 months later, I decided to start my own community. Excuse me. And I didn't think much of it. I didn't think a lot of people would be interested, but I thought, you know what? I'm only working for an hour a day, so let me start this trading community. It'll take up some of my time because I need to keep busy. Okay,
Sure.
I can't just work for 1 hour a day. It doesn't work.
Sure.
And to my surprise, almost 2 years later, I've got almost 600 students. So
Yep, and it's constantly growing as well, right?
it grows on a not necessarily on a weekly basis, but it certainly grows on a monthly basis.
Right. Well, that's great. So in 4 years, right? You mentioned that you have started trading, and in 4 years you are a full-time trader, and
Yes.
basically semi-retired, right? You mentioned.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's well, I guess relatively quick for majority of traders out there to get to the stage. Maybe you could give a brief like details of the journey. How did you make it happen in such quick time, relatively?
Yeah, of course. I mean, first of all, I've got a background with numbers. So I've got a background in statistical analysis.
Okay.
So that's certainly helped. So I've worked with numbers for many, many years. I worked as a stock integrity manager. So it was all about numbers, creating reports, statistics. So I've always worked with numbers.
Right.
So it was almost like a natural progression for me to get into the stock market.
Okay.
But I took literally a full year, or almost a full year, to just do research, to start trading with a paper account, with a demo account, to try and identify how I should go about this. And it kind of got to the stage where, I went as far as I could teaching myself, and I realized that I then had to get educated by somebody else to take me to the next level.
Right.
So I'd already put in a lot of work before I even joined a trading community. I'd already been in the business for a year. So once I actually started trading with real money in this trading community, yes, initially I lost money. I blew up 2 accounts, lost all my money twice. But then after that, my progression was very, very quick because I've got a numbers background, and then I'd already done a full year of research as well.
Yeah.
So initially it was slow, but then it just gathered up pace very, very quickly.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. And I guess probably a good thing to touch on would be to ask as a follow-up question. So, what's your trading style? What's your approach? Briefly, don't explain in details. You do it in your community, right? So
yeah, of course.
Brief, I guess.
Of course. So basically, I just trade the opens now. I've tried it. I've tried every single style. I still intraday trade sometimes if the setup is correct, but predominantly what I do is I scalp the opens. So the FTSE 100 on the European Open, I scalp it. I also scalp the Dow Jones on the US Open. That is it. I trade 2 patterns. If the 2 patterns don't form, I don't trade. I walk away. If the setup is correct, I trade.
Right. So, okay. So relatively simple, right? Without going into too much details.
I don't want to get into too much details, but it's all about being disciplined, i.e. if the setup is not correct, I'll walk away. I don't force a trade.
Sure.
When the setup is correct, I take a trade, but because we're scalp trading, we can't hold these positions for 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds or minutes.
Sure.
It's about getting in and out in 10, 15 seconds. You're done and dusted. You walk away. You're profitable. You come back on the next open.
Okay. Right. Okay. And in the community, so yeah, so as you mentioned, it's quite big. So how exactly can other traders benefit from joining your community? What do they get from it?
So basically, when my students join my community, it's a one-time fee. So you pay a one-time fee, and you get a lifetime's access to this community. And I basically teach my students my strategy.
Okay.
My exact strategy, trading the 2 patterns with all the discipline.
Okay. And well, what else is covered in the community? Do you I guess I don't know, review individual cases with your students, or go over the markets on a weekly basis, analyze together, or can you just a little bit more?
Yeah. So basically, what I do is I actually provide live commentary on the European Open and the US Open. So my students actually dial into a live call, and I actually talk them through the live trade. So I'm actually trading live with my students. So it's not a case of I'm sitting here trading on my own and they're trading on their own. We're actually trading together.
Okay.
So I'm actually discussing with them what's happening in the market. It's bullish, it's bearish.
Right.
We're seeing rejections to the support level. We're seeing rejections to the resistance level. You know, the momentum is quite quick. So I'm literally talking them through the full open.
Okay. I see. And okay, apologies for the technical miscap we just had. So I would also like to ask you, what do you think it takes to be a full-time trader?
It's a long process. I'd say the number one thing is discipline, because you can have a fantastic strategy, but if you don't stick to your specific strategy and go outside of that, straight away you're losing your discipline. So you have to maintain your discipline. If you decide that you're only going to trade, one position on the open, well, that's what you need to stick to. If it's two, that's what you need to stick to. So it's all about discipline. Whatever it is that you do, whatever your approach is, you have to stick to it. As soon as you go outside of that, straight away you're losing your discipline, and it's only going to end bad. So it's all about discipline.
Right. And confidence plays a major role, I'm guessing, as well, in your opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's not easy. It takes time to get there. Yeah. It does take time to get there.
Definitely. And it seems to me that a repeating pattern, I guess, would be such where some traders would make, let's say, 8 profitable trades in a row, and just 2 losing trades, and manage to blow their accounts in those 2 trades. What do you think is the problem there? What has happened?
Again, it's discipline, and this is so common with traders. I used to do it. Sometimes I would have 9 trades in a row, and then I'd have 1 bad trade and blow the account.
Right.
Why? It's a simple answer to this question is because they won't accept that they were wrong that time. Okay. It's as simple as that. They just don't accept it. Mm-hmm. Instead of looking at it and going, I got this one wrong. Yeah. Let's just get out and save my account. No. What do we do? And I say we because I've done it as well. What do? We hang on and we say, no, I know I'm right. My last 8, 9 trades were green. I've got this.
Yeah.
I know that I'm right. And just not accepting the fact that, no, you got it wrong this time. Cut your loss, get out, protect your capital, protect your investment.
Yeah.
No. Instead, we wait. We're down, our account is down 10%. And then we think, surely it will recover now. Then it goes down 20%. And then, no. Well, okay, just a little bit longer. And then it goes down to 50%. And then you think to yourself, well, I might as well wait now. I'm not going to take 50% loss on my full account.
Yeah,
let's just wait. I might as well just wait. Next thing, boom, your account is gone.
Yep, that's the.
You're gone. You're finished.
That's the probably typical.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how it works. I've done it. I've done it twice.
Sure. Yeah. And speaking of traders thinking that they will be always right, like you can't just think like that. It's losses are the part of game. You just can't.
No.
Can't be like that. It's human psychology.
I mean, I take losses every single week. Every single week I take losses. But the point is, I cut them short. I cut them quick. So what that means is my wins are bigger than my losses.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's like a popular saying, I guess. Let your winners run and cut your losers short. Probably.
Easy to say, difficult to do. But sure. You can do it. It just requires discipline, and it takes time. You're not going to get it right in a week or a month. It takes months to actually instill this discipline.
Yep. Yeah, but probably some newer traders might think that you could learn trading overnight, by doing a course, and that's it. Like it's major. I
always tell people. I always tell people that this is not a get rich overnight scheme. It doesn't work like that. This requires months, not days, not weeks, months and months of studying, becoming educated, spending time in the market. I mean, I was consistently profitable after trading with real money for 7 months. But before that, I had done research for a year. Some people, I think I was pretty quick, to be honest with you. Okay. Some people take 3-4 years.
Sure. Yeah, some people there's no losing forever. unfortunately.
Yeah, because they don't learn the lesson. They just keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. You know, one day you have to wake up and realize that, okay, when I'm winning these trades, what am I doing? Right, okay, right, I'll stick to that because that's working. Okay, what am I doing when I'm losing my trades? I'm doing that. Then you need to say to yourself, so when I'm doing this, I'm winning. Right, I'll stick to this.
Yeah.
I'm losing money when I'm doing this. When I'm doing this, usually what it means is you let the losing trades run.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
You refuse to cut them.
Yep.
So when you stop doing that, this compensates for that. And guess what? Your account starts to grow. It's all to do with cutting the losing trades, except the loss. I do it all the time. I took a loss this morning. I took 2 positions this morning on the FTSE 100. The first one was red. I lost. I accepted it. Next one, I went in. Not only did I regain my loss, I also came into profit. Okay. Now, if I hadn't cut the first trade, I doubt I'd have got my money back because it would have been a much bigger loss.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. When I'm talking about discipline, I'm talking about cutting these losing trades, getting rid of them. Because here's the thing. If you cut a small losing trade quickly, okay, it's very easy to get that money back.
Sure.
Very quick, very, very quick to get that money back. But if you let that run and it goes into a big loss, it can take you 2 weeks to get it back.
Yeah.
Literally.
The bigger the loss,
I've been
the
there.
harder it's to get back.
Yeah. So you should be saying to yourself, okay, this is a loss now. Do you know what? Let's damage limitation. Let's just cut this loss. If I made a mistake and it did recover and it could have been green, big deal. I'll get the small loss back quick. But then if you look at it and go, thank God I cut that, because if I didn't, I'd have been in a massive loss.
Right.
Wow. That's the game changer. Right? That's the game changer.
Yeah. And what do you think would be, let's say, a reasonable expectation of the win rate? You know, I think it just seems to me like one of the misconception, I guess, for new traders is to expect a extremely high win rate. Let's say 80+% in the long term. I mean, that's just what do you think it would be? What do you think is reasonable win rate?
It's not the win rate. Honestly, it's not the win rate.
Okay.
Because you can. So here you go, right? So you could have 90% of your trades are profitable, right?
Okay.
Right, 90%. But see if the 10% of your trades that are not profitable, see if you allow them to run wild. They'll wipe out the other 90%.
Sure. It does, I guess, yeah. And so, yeah, we spoke about just now about how long it would take for someone to become actually, confident and disciplined enough to be a, at least part-time trader. What do you think is the necessary period for that?
Listen, I would say, again, I've got a numbers background, right? I've got a numbers background, so I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah, well,
have been for the last
for someone
20 years.
Street.
Yeah, at least a year, I would say.
Definitely.
At least a year.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistently profitable over several months.
Right.
At least a year. I know people that took 3-4 years before they were consistently profitable, but they got there because they didn't give up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know other guys that done it even quicker than me, and I done it pretty quick. But I actually know one person that done it quicker than me.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It just depends.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think good. I guess ending would be. Do you like analyze markets on fundamental level at any scale, or?
I used to. I used to complete macroeconomics.
Okay.
So I actually, so I was a big macroeconomics individual.
Okay.
I done it for a long time. And I finally realized that because I'm predominantly scalping the open, that macroeconomics doesn't actually mean anything when you're scalping the open, because it's got nothing to do with macroeconomics.
Yeah, probably.
Macroeconomics is it's not even for intraday trading.
Yeah.
It's for swing trading. It's for positional trading. It's for long-term investment.
Yeah. So you're not.
So
you're not.
I literally.
So we're not sorry keeping track for, let's say, what the Fed is saying, what the news tomorrow will be, and what's coming out and all that. You don't.
I listen to it.
Okay.
I listen to it because I like to hear the news, the financial news. I don't pay attention to it.
Okay.
It means nothing to me.
Yeah.
When I'm trading, I don't even think about it. I don't care what the news is. I stick to my strategy.
Sure.
I don't care what the news is.
Right. And probably another good question I would like to ask. Recently we had this sort of unusual volatility in pretty much pretty much all the asset classes. This summer was a wild one. Do you think about volatility at all, or?
Honestly, I look at it in real time.
Okay.
It means nothing because you can look at it and, oh, the market is so volatile at the moment. The open happens and there's no volatility in the open.
Yeah.
Because there's no volume. Volume creates volatility. If there's no volume, there's no volatility. So all of that stuff is absolute nonsense unless you are swing trading or investing.
Yeah.
It's all absolute nonsense. You're clouding your mind, because if you're looking at the news and it's a risk on day, for example, risk on.
Sure.
Okay, risk on.
Yeah.
So you're straight away you have a preconceived opinion of what's going to happen on the open. Sure. So you're already thinking that you're going to go long.
Yeah.
Right, because it's risk on. So the market is going to open and it's going to shoot up. What happens? It opens. There's a massive sell-off. Yeah. And you're sitting there going, but it was a risk. It was a risk on day.
Yeah.
How did I just lose all that money?
Yeah. Right. Well, it's probably just worth nothing for viewers, just to for sake of argument, that we talk about your specific approach, right?
My specific approach, it means nothing to me. Yeah. I listen to it. I do not pay attention.
Yeah. Right.
I've made too many mistakes. I've lost too much money to get where I am. Now I know that when I'm scalp trading the opens, I forget what everybody in the world. I don't care what's happening in the world.
Sure.
I literally do not care. I react to what I'm seeing on the screen. I have no pre-perceived view of what's going to happen on the open. Like I don't say to myself, oh, it's going to rally on the open. It's going to sell off in the open. No.
Yeah.
I look at it and I react to what I'm seeing. As soon as you try to predict what's going to happen, that's when you're going to blow your account. When you try to predict what's going to happen, because I've done it, I don't even have enough fingers to tell you how many times I've done it to try and predict what's going to happen on the open. I used to go in pre-market positions. I used to take a sell position because it was a risk-off day, right? It was a risk-off day. Yeah. The whole world was saying it's a risk-off day. So I went in like 5 minutes before the open and took a big sell position. What happens? Huge spike on the open.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, what did I do wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Case closed.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well. I guess this was a pretty good interview. Thank you, Eduardo, for your time.
Apologies for I've got a chest infection, so
no problem.
A few coughs. I do apologize about that, but
no worries.
Yeah, listen, I love talking about this stuff. So
yeah, so hopefully we'll do more of these, in the future.
Yeah, listen, I love it. Okay. I do like it.
Right. Thanks, viewers. Viewers, for your time, and we'll put information for Eduardo's social media in the video description, and if anything, you can feel free to contact me, and I'll forward you to Eduardo as well. Okay. Thank you, viewers. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much.